There's an extremely under the radar Steam sale going on right now. In fact, I didn't even know about it until Kung Fu Cash 1 mentioned it in the comments of another video. So here are some quick fire sales and a few games I picked up myself. A very good sale on an awesome roguelike. Easy to pick up, hard to master. At its core, it's a combination of tower defense and dungeon crawling. If you haven't tried this one yet, now's your chance. You're going to be seeing many roguelikes on this list. Risk of Rain 1 and 2 are both classics, and you can't go wrong with either. I'm personally more partial to the second game, which plays as a third-person action adventure. The gameplay loop is simple. Survive waves of enemies while collecting weapons and other pickups. It's also very enjoyable in co-op. Dead Cells needs little introduction. It's one of the original platformer action roguelikes. If you enjoy games like Castlevania, but you like more randomization and unpredictability, this is your game. Now here's something different. This is a massive space grand strategy game. If you were thinking Civilization in space, you'd be pretty close to the mark. But that would be selling Stellaris short. It's an incredibly deep and complicated sim. Buying the base game gets you maybe 10% of the total content. Another Civ-like grand strategy game from Paradox Interactive. As the name suggests, not in space but medieval times. I absolutely love this one. If you thought Stellaris was complicated, wait till you give this a try. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be playing this interactive storytelling generator for hundreds of hours. Seems like you can't turn around or someone is raving about Balatro. You gotta give the game credit, it is addictive. Basically, it's a poker roguelite. If that sounds like it wouldn't work, I thought the same, but it absolutely does. The sale isn't amazing, but if you've been waiting, this is your chance. Stellaris was in space. Crusader kings in medieval Europe. Hearts of Iron 4 revolves around World War II and everything surrounding it. It's another very complicated grand strategy game. I've always wanted to get into it, but I've never found the time. It's on a great sale. Here's a big one from Sony. You crash on an alien planet and you're stuck in a time loop. Now what? Figure out how to survive and break the loop. This is one of the few roguelikes that knows how to tell a story. Fun to play, but difficult. I've never made it past the first boss. I promise, this list is not just for X games with different themes. The theme of this one being fantasy. Another deep and engaging grand strategy game that will eat up your time. 30% off for this one. Speaking of deep and complicated, the epitome of that has to be Dwarf Fortress. I like my instruction manuals thick and weighty, but this game's too intimidating for me. This is a colony building simulator of epic proportions. Give it a try if you dare. Whenever these two gems are on sale, I have to recommend them. The first one more so than the second one, but both are good games. Put together your party of heroes and go slay eldritch abominations. It is tactical turn-based strategy, side-scrolling roguelike. Unlike Dwarf Fortress, this colony building simulator is more my speed. All we're doing is building a colony on the ground and surviving the elements. It's a lot harder than it sounds, but a lot of fun. Here's one of those games you really should go into blind. But if you must know, it's a horror-themed card battle. That's all I'm willing to say. Go and check it out, it'll surprise you. Fast-paced dungeon crawling roguelike. I haven't tried this one myself, but from what I've heard it's pretty good, and the reviews seem to back this up. Now this one is amazing. Another recommendation I got from someone in the comments. It's still in early access, but it's already so much fun to play. If you've ever played something like Vampire Survivors, you already know exactly what this is. Waves of monsters attacking you while you're trying to stay one step ahead. What's different is the rock drilling mechanic, and this little change makes this game an absolute blast to play. At first, Wildermyth seems like your standard tactical turn-based strategy game, but it is much more than that. Where games like Hades and Returnal tell a predetermined story, this game will tell a new story every time. How it works? After each encounter or event, you get a choice of story panels. And believe me when I say, these stories get out there. Both of these should already be in your library, but if you somehow haven't tried these yet, they're both on sale. Two of the best roguelike platformers out there. If you think you've seen it all, try this one. It combines roguelike dungeon crawling with an amazing soundtrack and rhythm-based hack and slash combat. And as weird as it sounds, it works great. Two more roguelike classics. Side-scrolling action in the vein of Castlevania. Sets these two apart from the rest is the genealogy system. Each time you die, your child succeeds you, but they all have weird different traits. And it influences how your character plays. I'm not sure which one is the grandfather of roguelikes, this one or the Binding of Isaac. Either way, you play as a gun. Trying to reach the ultimate weapon, the gun that can kill the past. I mean, what more do you want to know? This one is a devilishly hard game and I really want to love it, but I don't have enough patience. The premise is so good though. You're putting together a company of mercenaries and you're just trying to survive and make money. Don't let the simple graphics fool you, this is one deep game. Where to even start with this? Cult Simulator can best be described as a deck builder where you place different cards like shops, items, people, emotions, etc. on different types of actions. Depending on the card and action, different cards and events become available. Doing this you can summon monsters, gather followers, gain notoriety and just build your cult. It sounds complicated and it is. You're gonna need a pen and paper to keep track of what card combinations do what. It's all very entertaining, but definitely not for everybody. Like I said in my video earlier this week, FTL is probably my favorite roguelike. Pilot the starship, try to stay ahead of the Federation and save the galaxy. Nobody saves the world. Where you literally play as nobody. Nobody can transform into 15 different forms, all with its own distinctly different attacks and abilities. Think a zombie that can transform enemies into fellow zombies, a fire-breathing dragon, a necromancer, a rogue, and many more. A super fun and surprisingly challenging roguelike. I'm not exactly sure how good this game is, but it looks like fun. The wizards are more akin to Western gunslingers than the book-smart wizards we're used to. You see them dodge, sling magic, and shoot guns. And that's all I need to know. I must be a glutton for punishment, because this game seems very similar to Battle Brothers. Instead of a company of mercenaries, we're heading a private military company. According to the reviews, this one is hard and frustrating, but I'm gonna give it a try. Unlike most roguelikes, this one is actually a genuine roguelike, complete with grid-based hack and slash combat. All of this in a horror-based setting. The reviews seem very positive. I'm excited to give this a try. I played this little action roguelike a long time ago and I remember liking it. It doesn't do anything special, but what it does very well. Plus, it's on a steep discount. Escape a monster-filled mansion in this action roguelike shooter. It stands with an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam, and I'm surprised I've never heard of it before. Lastly, Enter the Gungeon, a must-own. I have another Switch, but I figured I'd need this on the Steam Deck too. And that's just a small sampling of some of the deals out there. Let me know what you're picking up or if you found any good deals I missed. Take a look here to see what makes Hades such an amazing roguelike, and I hope to see you in the next one.